So this week we are getting ready to transition my fourth daughter to a big girl bed out of her crib. She will be 3 in a month, and I have transitioned all 4 of my girls between 2 and 3, kind of like varying. I had one that was right at 2, one at 2.5, one right at 3, and she will be, right about at her third birthday. So I wanted to share some tips that have worked well for us so far, fingers crossed, to keep my girls, make the transition easy and keep them in their beds. So the first thing that we do is when they're still in the crib, we use the Hatch, sound machine, and we have it programmed so that when they're supposed to be sleeping, like from 7 to 7, the light is red and it is green at 7. So that teaches them, oh, when the light turns green, I can come downstairs. Or actually, like when they're in the crib, they like call for me, obviously instead of getting out. And my girls actually stick with that, even when they switch to the big girl bed a lot of the time, where they'll just like yell, mommy, whatever. So we will see how that goes with my youngest. So the Hatch is a big tip, and I have like the same sound machine setting on. We are also like very regimented about sleep in general. We sleep trained when they were like 6 months old, and we're just very consistent with early bedtime to our exact nighttime routine. They fall asleep independently, and I feel like all those factors help them once they transition to big bed, so that it's not like, oh shoot, they didn't know how to sleep, we were laying with them, or whatever, transferring them to the crib. It just makes it like a pretty seamless transition. So I think that that helps a lot. She is currently in a sleep sack right now, so we will transition out of that. And she is still in a pull-up overnight. So even when my girls are at the age where they are not wearing a pull-up and they're calling for us to go potty in the night, instead of us saying, okay, and then you can walk to the bathroom, because we keep all the doors in the house shut, we have cats that get in and out, whatever, we teach them to call for us in the night. So they will say, like, mom, I have to go pee or whatever, and I can hear it on the monitor, and we come and get them. So it kind of creates like the idea that, like, not that they're trapped in their bed, but it's kind of like the crib. Like, they feel contained. They don't feel like it's just like loosey goosey and they can go everywhere. Another thing is obviously making sure that the room is like child proof. We already secure all of our furniture and have all of that arranged where like the cords of the blinds are put away and stuff. But fingers crossed, maybe I'll update on how it goes for us. She doesn't nap, which makes it a lot easier too. I find that the one child that was still napping, my girls dropped their naps pretty early. The one that was still napping when we transitioned to the big bed, that ended naps, because it just became a lot more challenging when she could like get up and play and stuff. And then my older 3 girls, when they were a little older, I don't think I'm going to start this with my youngest yet, unless she has some issues sleeping. They get to listen to their Yodo player. We have a bunch of Yodo players, and they get to listen to a card on the Yodo player, like an audiobook basically, to fall asleep. And I'm totally fine with that. And that really helps my girls continue to have early bedtimes as they get older too, because it's not like, hey, it's 7, like go to sleep right now. But it's like, it's 7, it's time to wind down. You can read on your Kindle, you can listen to the Yodo player, whatever. And it's just kind of like a chill evening routine. So we have another IKEA bed frame. We get the IKEA Minin. It's like the white bed frame, and she has some obnoxious ass Paw Patrol bedding coming, and she's very excited. So wish us luck.